God said obedience is better than sacrifice. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. God said obedience is better than sacrifice. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say obedience is better than sacrifice. Yes, sir. Y'all go ahead and make sure y'all drop that in the comments, y'all. Now, let me give y'all a small disclosure, okay? This right here is about to be one of them powerful videos. At any moment, if this video touched you, okay, if this video, connected with you in any way, shape, or form, please do so, y'all, and drop powerful in the comments as well, okay? Secondly, all right, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in to the very end of this video, okay? Because I'm about to tell you how I just received the big and major blessing, okay? All by being obedient, all right? And so with that being said, y'all, we're about to go ahead and get directly into it. But before we do so, once again, y'all go ahead and like this video. Y'all share this video because I'm about to share a powerful and divine message, okay? So number one, y'all, the first reason of why obedience is better than sacrifice and always will be, it's going to be this, family. Your rises and falls, okay, is proving your loyalty. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, your rises and your falls is proving your loyalty. Okay, Rena, what are you saying right now? Let me just say this, y'all. In anything you do in life, y'all, it's going to always be polar opposites to it, right? At least that's what science says, okay? But just from experience, there's going to be polar opposites to it, which means where there's good, there's going to be bad. Where there's bad, there's going to be good. Where there's hot, okay, there's going to be cold. And so with that being said, whenever you rise, whenever God bless you to be in a position, you got to know that you're going to have a fall, right? Let me tell y'all this, y'all. February was my month of my birthday. It was the month where I had my first debut on television. And also it was the month where I lost my grandfather. Y'all stay with me. And so, in that month, y'all, I had a rise, okay? I had a big check, from doing what I do, okay? Not only that, but I was obedient to receive that big check. I ain't do nothing to sell my soul. I ain't do nothing that was, demeaning or degrading to my character, okay? I remained loyal to who I was, okay? Y'all follow me? And so with that being said, y'all, in that month, I was on cloud 9. Just like the Temptation, y'all, cloud 9. I'm talking about I was on the highest cloud that you could think of, okay? I just got on television. My birthday is this month, okay? A nice check, all right? And not only that, y'all, but I'm just being obedient to my purpose, so I'm just excited to do what I do, so I'm on a high, okay? I had a rise. But then there was a fall. What was the fall? My granddad that passed away. The closest thing to me that I had to a father. My grandfather passed away. Brenda, what are you saying? Obedience is better than sacrifice. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So in this month, okay, I'm missing out on money because I have to go. I have to travel, okay? Not only that, but my birthday. So that's more days that I'm missing out on money. And then on top of that, my grandfather passed away. So now I got to go to a funeral, missing out on money. Brenda, what are you saying? Obedience is better than sacrifice. And so in the midst of going through this, y'all, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do certain things. I want to sacrifice certain things. But then I remember obedience is better than sacrifice. Rena, what are you saying right now? You're going to have to commit to going and traveling, okay, to Orlando so you can hit your first debut being on television, okay? You got to commit to going to your grandfather's funeral. Ain't nothing more important than that at this particular time. No money. Okay, no friend, no family, no anybody, no opportunity. My granddad just passed away. I gotta hit that funeral, but I had to be obedient. Okay, I had to be obedient. See, listen, y'all, right here in 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22, it says this right here, family. It says, has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voices of the Lord. Okay, it says, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed than the fat of the rams. Okay, understand what the scripture is saying, y'all. It don't matter what you have going on. I don't care what you have given up. I don't care if you gave up smoking. I don't care if you gave up drinking. I don't care if you gave up sex. Good for you. That's great. Okay, good for you. That's great, because in a lot of instances, in order for you to, prosper, and in order for you to upgrade your life, listen, a lot of times you're going to have to give up certain things. You're going to have to sacrifice certain things. I understand that, right? However, it is much more better to be obedient to the purpose, be obedient to God's voice, be obedient to God's will, be obedient to God's purpose for your life. Understand what I'm saying, y'all? So obedience is always going to be better than sacrifice, okay? And so in this month, y'all, this is where I had rises and this is when I had falls, all right? Now, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in to the very end of this video, because it's going to all make sense. The last thing I see on this point, y'all, is that, again, I'm missing out on these days. So if you miss out on your job, right, or miss out on your career, whatever you're doing, you're working for the government, McDonald's, whatever the case is, y'all, you're going to miss out on some money, right? The check going to come up a little short. And so the same thing with me. And so I'm like, man, you know what? I'm just going to be obedient, right? I understand that there's going to be a reward for this obedience, or for my obedience. However, I'm not looking for the reward, but that's just how God operates. Somebody drop in the comments and say that's how God operate, right? So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in. Now, right here, y'all, moving on to my second point, okay? It says your purpose is God's desires for your life. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, y'all, your purpose is God's desires for your life. So the very vision that God has given you is the purpose that you're going to, play out. But that is those are the desires of his heart. So he feel this way. This is how he feel. This is what he wants. But he give it to you in the form of visions, in the form of dreams, in the form of a purpose for you to carry out the desires of his heart. I'm talking to somebody, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and listen to me. What I'm trying to get you to understand is, y'all, the purpose that you are being obedient to is not that you're being obedient to it for yourself. You're being obedient to it for God, right? And so for me, y'all, my purpose is to inspire, motivate, preach the word of God, right? Be a vessel. Okay, be a vessel. A lot of y'all may look at me as like, he's a preacher, he's a minister. I appreciate that. I thank you so much for the flattery. I really appreciate that, but I never looked at myself as a pastor. If y'all look at some of my old videos, y'all, I always said that I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, but somehow what was in me came out of me. What I'm saying is, y'all, is that although this is something that I never thought that I would be doing, the purpose that was given to me was from God. It was the desires of his heart that came through me in the form of a purpose. And so I've been obedient to that. I'm talking heavy, y'all. Somebody drop in the comments and say powerful if this video is connected with you right now. I know I'm talking to somebody, right? It says, he who despises the word will be destroyed, but he who fears the commandment will be rewarded. Let me say it once again, y'all, because I just said something like that. Y'all remember? Okay, it says right here, y'all, he who despises the word will be destroyed, but he who fears the commandment will be rewarded. Didn't I just say something about a reward, y'all? Didn't I just say something about the reward? What I'm saying is, y'all, is that God rewards those who are obedient to the purpose, right? Because you are being obedient not to what you want to do, but to what he want to do for your life. See, God displays his greatness through man and woman. We talking heavy, y'all. We almost do this, okay? But follow what I'm saying. So for example, if you are a teacher, guess what? And that's the vision that you've seen, and you don't see yourself doing anything else, then that was the vision that God has given you. Because maybe being a teacher, you're gonna be able to touch a young man or young woman's heart, okay, or touch their mind, or maybe they're going through something, and you had to be in position to be a teacher, okay, to change their trajectory or change whatever they was thinking, okay? Maybe that kid wanted to kill themselves. That was all in God's plan. Maybe you are, put here to save humanity in some type of way. Maybe you was placed here to feed the hungry, feed the unfortunate. Or maybe you was placed here to be a speaker, a pastor, a preacher, whatever the case is, y'all. But that purpose that you have, or that vision that you have, is going to come out in the form of a purpose, because it's God's desires for your heart. Somebody drop in the comments and say God's desires. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say God's desires, okay? Moving on to the next one, y'all. Number 3, okay? The testing gives you clarity. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, the testing gives you clarity. Everybody say clarity in the comments. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop the word clarity in the comments. And the reason why I say that is because in all things that you do, you must have clarity, right? This is why God doesn't like anybody who's straddling the fence. You must have clarity on who you serve. You must have clarity on what you want to do. You must have clarity on who you are. You must have clarity on where you're going. See, a lot of people don't have clarity in who they are. A lot of people don't have clarity in where they're going. A lot of people don't have clarity, okay, in what it is that they are supposed to be doing, which is their purpose, okay? And so if y'all pay attention, y'all, everything is connected, okay? I got everything going linear. I need you to understand something, y'all. It starts from your rises and your falls, okay? Because that is a clear indication of you being obedient, whether it's good or bad. Then it goes down to your purpose, okay? Because your purpose is the thing that God wants you to do, so you have to be obedient to that. Then right here, y'all, on number 3, the testing gives you clarity. Clarity on those rises and falls. Clarity on your purpose. Clarity on who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, then you won't know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, then you don't know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Right? You see how it all connects, y'all? And so with that being said, y'all, God said obedience is better than sacrifice. We're talking heavy, y'all. Okay. A great example of this, y'all. We all seen this, okay? We all seen this with Abraham, right? Abraham, you know, he was a man who was about to sacrifice his son, Isaac. He was about to sacrifice him because God said, I need a sacrifice. And so with that being said, y'all, in this moment of time, you're talking about a man who struggled to have kids, a man who struggled to, you know, get his wife pregnant. He struggled, okay? And then he had one and God said, okay, I need you to give it up. I'm not saying you got to give your son up, but I'm just saying I need a sacrifice, right? I'm not saying you got to pay me rent, but I'm just saying I'm owed $12.31, $12.37, right? So what I'm saying is, y'all, is that he had to sacrifice his son. And so as soon as he was about to sacrifice his son, this is where God came about and said, no, not your son, not Isaac. Leave the boy alone. Leave the boy, and here's your sacrifice, which was the lamb that was right there, right? And so what I'm saying, y'all, is this right here. He was obedient. It wasn't about his sacrifice. It was about his obedience. It was not about the sacrifice. It was about the obedience. Again, y'all, God said obedience is better than sacrifice. Somebody drop in the comments and say, Reno, you talking, if y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, Reno, you were talking, if y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. And y'all be sure to share this video too, okay? Moving on to the next one, y'all. Number 4. It's going to be this, family. Your obedience saves a nation. We talking heavy, y'all. Your obedience saves a nation. Reno, how does it save a nation? What do you mean by that? Understand this right here, y'all. When it comes to you saving a nation by your obedience, that means that if it wasn't for you, right? If it wasn't for you, then they won't be where they are, right? And meaning they won't be as safe, meaning they won't be able to carry on with their actual day, meaning they won't be able to do the things that they want to do if it wasn't for your obedience. We've seen this with so many things, y'all. If it's not for a parent's obedience, then the kid won't be able to live the life that they need to live. Okay? If it wasn't for your obedience to, you know, committing to the process of going to school, then guess what? You won't be able to pass down that same inheritance or pass down that same trait to your kids of, listen, I was obedient to getting my education, so now you can do the same thing. I mean, it happens in so many different ways, y'all. If Noah was not obedient, okay, to God's commandment and him building that ark, then guess what? His family would not have been saved. That was his nation. The animals would not have been saved. That was his nation. When I say nation, y'all, I don't mean literally, okay? I just mean figuratively, meaning whatever it is that you are leading, whatever it is that surrounds you, whatever it is that you are protecting, you have to be obedient to be able to save it. This is why, y'all, obedience is more important than sacrifice. Your obedience will save someone else's life. My obedience to driving on the road, staying in my lane, saves a nation. Obedience is better than sacrifice. We're talking heavy, y'all. Okay. Moving on to the next one, y'all, which is the last one. And that's going to be this, y'all. Number 5. Okay. Your blessing is closer than you think. Okay. your blessing is closer than you think. All right. And so with this particular point, y'all, I want to tell a small story, okay? I'm going to keep it very small, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in. But let me just say this, y'all. My blessing was very close. I didn't know how close my blessing was, okay? Mind you, I told y'all earlier in the video, I missed out money because I wasn't able to, post videos. I wasn't able to be consistent as I needed to. And I was very consistent, by the way. But being that I lost my grandfather, that caused me to take days off from posting. Being that, my birthday, that caused me to take days off of posting. Being that, I had to do my television debut, that took days off from posting, okay? My month of rise and falls, I was missing out on things, but I still had to be obedient, right? And so the following month, I say, you know what? I got to pay my taxes, right? However, I slowpoke, with my taxes, y'all, because I don't get nothing back, right? I don't get no taxes back. And so I be slowpoking. However, I still pay my taxes. I'm a taxpayer, okay? Just in case any of y'all work for Uncle Sam. But anyway, I don't really allow everybody to touch my taxes. However, I had this family member, I'm not going to say any names, but I had a family member to recommend me to somebody, right? And they was saying that, you can get a large lump sum back. Right? And I was like, okay, cool. I ain't really hurting for nothing like that. But hey, you know what? Hey, anybody can take extra money. Anybody can take an extra blessing. Hey, so with that being said, y'all, I say, you know what? Let me go ahead and go through with this. So I called the guy. Guy never answers. I sent him a text. He didn't hit me back. So I said, you know what? Fine. I'm very spiritual, y'all. And so sometimes I'll be like, hey, maybe that's not what God wanted or had planned for my life, right? I'm going to find a way to implement God some type of way. But I said, maybe that's not what God wanted for me. So I didn't worry about it. Something said, go out for a job, man. And after you go out for a job, go check your mailbox. I go out for my job. I go out and check my mailbox. I have a check. Large lump sum check, right? And what I got from that was obedience is better than sacrifice. See, don't worry about what somebody else said that they can do for you. Don't worry about what somebody else has for you. Don't worry about that. If you be obedient, okay, meaning, still dropping these videos and inspiring my people, preaching the word of God. I know you missing some days, son, but I promise you I'm going to give you double for your trouble. I promise you I'm going to give you tenfold. I promise you I'm going to give you everything that you lost plus more. I go to my mailbox, y'all. I lie to you not. I see a check, okay? A large lump sum. I say y'all that to say this. Your blessing is closer than what you think. I had a blessing on the way and didn't even realize it because I was so focused on being obedient. And yes, it's human to be like, man, I'm missing money, man. Dang, it's human, right? But he says be weary, but not worried, right? And so in this particular moment, y'all, weary just, man, I know I'm going to figure it out, but man, I'm missing these days. But I'm being obedient, God. He said, shut up, son. Check your mailbox. I checked my mailbox, y'all, and there's a check right there, y'all. And so what I'm telling you is that your blessing, and whatever it is, y'all, the blessing is not always money. A blessing is something that you need. A blessing is something that you need. Okay, that you wasn't able to do for yourself. That's a blessing. Something that you need that you was not able to do for yourself. Okay. And so with that being said, y'all, I need y'all to understand something. God said that obedience is better than sacrifice, y'all. So we'll do a small recap and then we'll go ahead and conclude this video. So number one, y'all, rises and falls proves your loyalty, okay? Number two, your purpose is God's desires for your life. Number three, the testing gives you clarity. Number four, your obedience saves a nation. And number five, your blessing is closer than what you think, okay? Understand something, y'all. You probably don't know how you're going to do it, but just know you're going to get through it. You probably don't know how it's going to happen, but just know it's going to happen. You just need the most important ingredient, and that's faith, but more importantly, be obedient to your purpose and to God's will, okay? And so with that being said, y'all already know how we do. If you would like to book a one-on-one session, purchase a book, or enroll into my social influence course, you can do so by clicking the link in my comments or in my description. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Y'all keep a rich mentality. Peace.